Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Ja, Rastafari. Salam, salam. Salam, Islam. Free the land, Black Power. All of the greetings. Come on in. I appreciate you, sis. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Let them know. Press this airplane symbol here and send it to 10 people. Let them know your brother Rizza Islam is live. I will not be live for long. I know it is late. Depending on where you are. It's 9:30 on the Pacific Coast over here in Compton, LA, Gardena, Inglewood, which means it is 12:30 past midnight on the East Coast. Wanted to give you a quick update. Come on in. We are now past 500. Let them know we are live. Walaikum salam. Peace, peace. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Let me know what city, what state, what country you are checking in from. Let them know we are live. We are nearing 600 people live. Some quick announcements here. Good to see my people from Brooklyn. Good to see our people over in Barbados. Good to see our people in Ohio and Jamaica. Compton in the house, right here. Walaikum salam. Good to see my family. Good to see my family over in the UK, London. Peace to my melanated family over in London. I will be out there soon. God willing. Philly in the building. Nashville, Tennessee is in the building. Before you leave, I want everyone to know, yes, if you were looking, my YouTube channel, the second YouTube channel, again, the second YouTube channel has been taken down. Yes. First YouTube was taken down at 150,000 subscribers. Second YouTube was just taken down after only having it up for 5 months. I went from less than 1,000 subscribers to over 200,000 in less than 5 months on my second YouTube, and they have just taken it down. This is what I would like for all of you to do. I have been fighting against this system for a very long time, but when it comes to getting the information out to you, the message out to you, the content out to you, the videos out to you, the interviews, everything out to you, I have been blocked on so many platforms. One platform that can house my full videos to where I'm able to also make some kind of income from that as well, because I know you know this, but if you don't, it costs a lot of money after a while. It takes time. You're researching, editing. I research, I edit and shoot all of my own videos, with the exception of my podcast interviews. I am on Rumble, yes, but Rumble is not where my people are for the vast majority. So yes, I need everyone to do this for me. 2 things. Number 1, subscribe to my Rumble account. And also, for those who also would like to support the work and also receive the content before anyone else, I need you all to go to my Patreon account. No one can say Rizza Islam has not been working for a long time for free. Nobody can say that. You'd have to be a very new, weird individual on the internet to say anything like that. Brother Rizza's been working for over 20 years in the community for free. So when it comes to creating, researching, shooting, editing, posting all of my own content, these videos, doing all the research, so that you don't have to do it yourself and different things like that, I think it will be okay to receive help and support from those who really appreciate my work. And that will be all of you. So here is what I would like you to do. Go to Patreon, and I would like you to subscribe to my Patreon. So I just pinned that right here. I need y'all to go to that ASAP and pick whichever level you can afford. $10 a month, $25 a month, or $50 a month. Just those 3. Somebody said making OnlyFans. Stop playing. You know what? They don't just do, I know the naked stuff on OnlyFans. I know there are people who cook on there. There are people who, do different shows, I'm sure. But I'm not going to go that route. No, I'm okay. I'm cool. So I need everyone to go to Patreon right now, if you don't mind, and pick whichever level you, again, can afford that you would appreciate. Somebody, you know what? A couple people told me about Patreon, and then a few people started mentioning that damn OnlyFans. And I said, listen, check this out. OnlyFans has a certain type of brand attached to it. All right? It's like saying, man, Rizza, you should, do things involving pork. Okay, bruh. Pork has a certain brand, right? That's pork. But no, you can do it. No, that's pork, bruh. OnlyFans is, no. Sorry, I can't go that far. My work is a little too strategic when it comes to going after this system. So I'm sure I could build up a following on there too with some unscrupulous people, all right? But I don't want to have your minds going in that direction. Come over here. Somebody brought up Fanbase. Yes, I'm also on Fanbase. I have a very specific disagreement with Fanbase because they did heavily push the shot. Although they did put me on there, they verified me. I appreciate Fanbase. Fanbase is really dope. It is. Subscribe to my Fanbase, sure. Also, subscribe to my melanated people. So I'm on, y'all funny. Y'all are funny. I'm on Melanated People. That is a black-owned app, one of the best. So download Melanated People. Definitely go on there. But the one that I'm saying, one, I can post on there. Two, I can post my full videos, full interviews up there. Three, I can also make some income as well with that. Because again, this is a lot of work. And when I put the information out there, I'm exposing a lot of things that the system does not want to be exposed. So they have done a very, very, very good job, they think, of censoring me from the people, preventing me from getting to you and the information from me getting out to you. They've done this over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. I just want y'all to understand something. It becomes very frustrating. Okay? It can become very frustrating. But I'm not going to give up, which is another reason why they can't stand you, brother, because I don't give a damn how many pages they shut down. I'm on other apps, for sure. Many of the apps that I'm on don't have the capability to house the amount of things that I put up. And we have to support our black-owned platforms. We do. For those who are just now following me, if you just Google my name, if you don't know me, if you just started following me because of certain video clips that you appreciate, things you like, whatever those clips are, yes, I speak like this in real life. I speak very fast. Yes. I've been banned from all major platforms directly by the United States government. For those who don't know, here's a spoiler alert for you. Here's a little thing that you might want to know. We were right. They removed me from all these platforms nearly 3 years ago just to turn around and prove us right. Fauci lied. The former director of the CDC, Robert Redfield, just came out, was interviewed, brought in to Congress, and admitted, yes, I believe Fauci lied, is what the former director of the CDC said. They lied. Imagine that. Imagine. Yes, they exposed information dealing with the laboratory, the lab leak. They lied. Yes, the shots are now being banned in multiple countries. They lied. Yes, Pfizer is now being targeted by multiple governments for conspiracy to defraud multiple governments out of billions of dollars for promoting a product that did not do what they promised. They lied. Fact. The shots are causing far more damage than they have helped. Fact. They are accelerating cancer. Fact. The mRNA technology is being passed down through a cellular level. It has now been determined and has been analyzed and has been studied to be found in the sperm of men who took the shot, the ovaries of the women that took it. It is now in the newborns of those women who gave birth after having taken the shot when they were pregnant with these children. Fact. Everything we said. Everything we said. Fact. So now what has happened as a result? One, they gave Brother Rizza Islam his original Twitter account back. Listen, okay, I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying here. Go to my Patreon, join the Patreon, because as of right now, YouTube, again, as I said, took down my channel. So Patreon is where I'm deciding to house my full episodes. If you want to be up to date, if you want to get the information, the episodes, my interviews on my podcast, and the other interviews that I do on different platforms, the backstage, exclusive everything, go to Rizza Islam Intellectual Extremist on Patreon. Select whatever level you choose to have that you can afford. It supports the work, and also you get everything at least 48 hours before it is released to the public. And again, it supports the work. But let me say this to you really quick, just so we can thoroughly get this. I exposed this years ago. Years ago, long before it became a trend for anybody else, because most black folks were not interested in science. Brother Rizza Islam was exposing this years before this virus came out. Let's make this very clear for those who know your brother. We were exposing this when it came to the MMR. We were exposing this when it came to the flu shot. We were exposing this years ago. I'm talking about 2014, working with children on the autism spectrum all the way back in 2011. Years before that. Years before. This is we're not on the trend. We do this in real life. All right. Then when it blew up, oh, now it's trendy. Now everybody and their mama want to talk about this. They brought Fauci onto every black platform. They brought these bastard devil liars. If you just now following me for the first time, get used to it. I'm not vulgar in my speech, but I for damn sure put the knife where it needs to be when it comes to talking about a devil. Yes, I'm on Patreon as well. Patreon Intellectual Extremist on Patreon, not just Patreon, pardon me, Telegram. Intellectual Extremist on Telegram. If you are a devil lying to the people, giving them information that is going to end in their life being harmed and or taken away, you deserve to be addressed just like that. I will not sugarcoat anything. I never have and I never will. I'm very respectful, but I'm not going to lie. They lied to everybody. Everybody. And if those of you who have been following me for a long time, you remember when I was going off the way I was. And even some of you were like, man, I just don't know, Rizza. I don't know, because they were telling everybody, hey, get some free donuts to take it. Hey, get some conjugal visits to take it. In certain parts of Europe, we'll give you 30 minutes with a prostitute if you take it. They were offering you crab dinners over in Louisiana. They were offering you free burgers in New York. They were offering you some time off if you were in jail. They were offering you all kinds of things, bikes and lottery entries. All this nonsense to be experimented on. Again, to be experimented on. And for those who took it, again, we don't judge you at this moment, even though you judged the hell out of us. Yes, they were giving away free weed in Washington, D.C. The title of it was Joints for Jabs. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Many of you listened to me thoroughly. Minister Farrakhan exposed it July 4th of 2020 in his address called The Criterion. Some people called him crazy. Not only did we defend him, but we destroyed anybody who was talking. Because the reality is, when somebody is genuinely pushing to save your life, Genuinely, no agendas, no nothing. We weren't making no damn money trying to save your life. What money were we making? See, this is what the U.S. government was doing. They said these 12 people, they called us the disinformation dozen. Everybody put this in the chat really quick because I'm going somewhere with this. We were mentioned recently in front of Congress. We were mentioned last week. Did y'all know this? They mentioned us last week when Congress was interviewing some of the whistleblowers from Twitter. Were interviewing Mr. Redfield, the former director of the CDC. They interviewed them or brought them in front of Congress, and they were questioning them about the censorship and the Twitter files. And we were mentioned, and they said you censored people with actual qualifications. You told these people they were crazy. You defamed their character. You told everybody these people are insane. These people are insane, crazy, anti-vaxxer, fanatic, blah, 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 blah. I said all this stuff about us. And we were right. The literal United States government, the White House, the president himself mentioned us, said we were crazy, said that the information we were spreading was killing people. And we were right. As a result of this, Elon Musk purchased Twitter. I'm just giving those of you an update who need to receive this update. Go to my Patreon and choose a level that you are comfortable with. But go and subscribe to the Patreon. Go to patreon.com. I need everyone right now. Patreon.com and search up Rizza Islam Intellectual Extremist. Go ahead and pick a tier, a different level. And that will help with the work. And also you will gain access to all of the early everything. Full episodes of everything. Background information as far as exclusive everything. They told everybody we were crazy. Next thing you know, Elon Musk purchases Twitter. People called him crazy for purchasing Twitter. Someone said, how can you get my... go to RizzaIslam.com. That's where you can receive my book. We just had an order where someone purchased 500 copies of my book. So you might want to grab that pretty quick. RizzaIslam.com. They let Elon Musk purchase Twitter, right? Think about this. People called him crazy. All right. I understood why they called him crazy. And yes, he also has an agenda on the side. He does want freedom of speech to be upheld. Absolutely. He does want to stand up for that. That is a fact. But he does also have an agenda as well. He is combining artificial intelligence with human beings. That is what he is doing with Neuralink. Please never get it twisted. Billionaires cannot be trusted entirely to be 100% for human beings without having some type of agenda attached. And that is the fact. So I'm able to look at both sides of this thing. But what I did appreciate was Elon Musk purchases Twitter. He then gets contacted by whistleblowers from the United States government. Whistleblowers who have access to data, information, whistleblowers who are going into the different emails that were being conducted, that were being corresponded between people working for the CIA, FBI, Department of Defense. They go and gather those emails. They start to read these emails. And in the emails, they start to look at all the people who were targeted to be censored. We were in that list of emails where they were talking to each other saying, hey, there's these 12 people who we need to shut down. This was crazy, right? This was really, I was reading the email. I was like, this is crazy to me. Elon Musk said, I don't like that. So then he started to say, we're going to bring back all of the accounts, starting with these 12 and others who were banned from Twitter. So they brought back my original Twitter account. So if you go to Twitter, I'm giving everybody the places where you can find me. Go to Twitter and follow Rizza Islam, and then also follow the page that I was building up while my original page was banned, which is at Islam Rizza. So you have two pages. You have Rizza Islam Intellectual Extremist, And then you have Rizza Islam, the original page. Both of those are my pages on Twitter. Go follow those. If you don't mind, go follow those. Go follow those. What did this tell me? The moment I got my original Twitter back, that let me know it's over for them. Because the information that Elon Musk was gathering from whistleblowers, a whistleblower is someone who goes under a status that they are supposed to be protected from being attacked for exposing information that the government normally has classified or protected away from the people as to not create any issue, domestic disturbance, etc. So when you go into whistleblower status, it means you work for a part of the United States government, and the information that you're gathering is critical information. So you're protected now. So you can release this information without being under the threat of death, so to speak, right? Somewhat like witness protection, but witness protection is dealing with a crime, things like that, where someone, if they found out that you were involved in something like this, they could potentially want to take your life. So all these whistleblowers came out. All these whistleblowers came out. I'm talking about, there's a lot of them. Whistleblowers from the mainstream media, whistleblowers from Pfizer, whistleblowers from Twitter, whistleblowers from Facebook, Instagram, Meta, which if you paid attention, by the way, there's not really Meta the way it was going to be. That failed. The Twitter again is Rizza Islam, at Rizza Islam, and the other Twitter is at Islam Rizza. Both of them. They are both within the 50,000 mark of followers. Both of them are over 50,000 followers each one. If they would have left it alone, I would probably be at 1 million by now with the original one, but I digress. Okay, so all these whistleblowers came out, right? And they're revealing information over and over again. One, Pfizer knew that the shots didn't work past 81 days during the trial. Okay, I want y'all to pause really quick. Please hear what I'm saying. Please hear what I'm saying. Please hear what I'm saying. Pfizer lied to over 5 billion people. Pfizer lied to government officials all over the planet. Pfizer lied. I really want y'all to hear what I'm saying. Here's something I want you to also get through your head here. The moment you see those of us who are fighting to expose certain things, to bring out information, to reveal things that you thought never could be revealed, please don't be pessimistic, negative. Oh, they ain't gonna do nothing. They always get away. Let me say something to you. I don't work the way that I do with the idea that we will never bring them to justice. That's not how I think. I work with the intention that we are going to bring them to justice. Somebody will pay for this. That's what I work for. That's the mentality I have. I don't think, oh, well, you know, we never win. What kind of punktified, damn weak mentality is that? What's wrong with you? Stop thinking so soft. Because if I thought like that, the moment they took down my original page a long time ago, 3 years ago, I'd have stopped working. Niggas talk too much. Soldiers work. They know the difference. They took down my Instagram 8 times. I don't get paid for this. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying to you. There are things that are deeper driving some of us. Some of us have much more pure intentions than some of these weird Negroes who popped up recently on social media to get your attention to make money. Making money is not a problem. It's how you do it. Your brother Rizza has been doing this for years for free. I just want to make this clear to you. My intentions are different. That's why I will never stop. Nobody can do anything to make me stop. It's not going to happen. There's a purpose here. Find your purpose. My point is this. 8 pages taken down, 2 YouTubes taken down, 3 Facebooks, 6 Clubhouses, 2 Twitters, a website. Hell, is that it? Let me see. 2 Facebooks, 8 Instagrams, 2 Twitters, 6 Clubhouses, 2 YouTubes, a website, and I'm still going. As a matter of fact, all they did was inspire me to keep going harder and harder. I don't think y'all get this. I done gained, I think, 60 pounds since I started 3 years ago, since they took me down 3 years ago, of muscle. I'm not stopping. Oh yeah, my TikToks, 4 TikToks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the people who have been really supporting your brother for years. Yes. And then also talked about in the mainstream media all over the place. Smeared in the mainstream media. So, now that the whistleblowers have come out, snatched the data, brought it out from Pfizer all the way down through Moderna, all the way down through the collusion between the Department of Defense was trying to have your brother taken down. The FBI was in conjunction and in a full-blown conspiracy. The CIA was involved. The CDC was involved. They all were involved. My name has been in these files in conversations between all of them, along with the other 11 on the disinformation dozen list. I love it. I love this. I don't think y'all get it. I love this. Seriously. But the beauty of it now is the people are seeing that we were lied to, that we were telling the truth. They were lying. Everything we were saying was right. What they were saying was wrong. You don't have no degree. But what college did you go to? Are you a medical doctor? Where's your PhD? You're not a scientist. Why should we listen to you? You know how embarrassing these people are now? You know how embarrassing this is? I mean, look at, right, seriously. You're not a scientist. Where's your doctorate degree? Why should I listen to you? You're not a virologist. You're not. But everybody that is that lied or was lied to. PhD degree liar. Medical degree liar. Associate's degree liar. Scientist liar. Bill Gates prostitute. World Health Organization prostitute. CDC prostitute. Soldiers don't need a degree to tell the truth. Your problem is you rely on your degree to validate the truth. The truth validates itself. That's why I didn't give a damn who came with a degree. Damn it, I know 10th grade biology, and y'all violated that. I didn't need to go further, even though we did. I didn't need to. But really? Anyway, it's just good to see y'all. So that's why I kind of, on one end, yes, I'm extremely happy that the truth is finally coming out. The other side of this is I'm extremely pissed, irritated, angry, disheartened, devastated, and disappointed, because you know how many people's lives we could have helped if my network was never taken down, if the other 11 people on that list, of which I think 8 of them are medical doctors, if their networks were never taken down. Do you have any idea how many lives we literally could have saved? We have saved many, but do you have any idea? That's all I cared about. I just want y'all to understand something. That's what I cared about. That's why we do what the hell we do. Who jumps up and says, I want to get put on a list by the U.S. government today and prevented from traveling, prevented from making money, having all of my networks taken down that prevents me from making money at all in any way, shape, or form. My businesses, everything. Who does that? Somebody who genuinely gives a damn. They injected this crap into over 5 billion people, and now they are coming out admitting they lied. The scientists all over the world are going nuts. They are going nuts right now. I'm telling you. It's not even a back and forth. It ain't a back and forth. The truth is out. There's no back and forth. It's completely one-sided now. Damn. That's all you're hearing. Damn. 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 They were right. You have medical doctors and scientists apologizing left and right. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's really happening. Go to my Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon ASAP. Don't say you don't have $10 a month. Don't do that. I'm just letting y'all know. Because at this point, with everything that I have to do, we have to contribute to things, especially when the person that's doing the work is actually doing the work. We got to support our people. That is a fact. But boy, shout out to the doctors who stood on a square. Shout out to the doctors who did not fold. Shout out to the people who did not fold, and to the people that did, because you were threatened, you were lied to, you believed the nonsense, for whatever reason that you genuinely believed that taking that poison was the right thing to do. I just have to say, we care about you. We do love you. We do. For those who were a victim of this nonsense, all the single mothers, the single fathers, the families, all of y'all, the elders. A lot of people forgot about the elders. A lot of people forgot about the elders. Sincerely. Who took this because they were so convinced that it was the only way to survive. The military. All of y'all. Really love y'all. We do. Now, for those of you who were attacking people because you believed it was the right thing to do, those of you who were attacking people and saying, you don't have no damn degree, nigga, you ain't this. Those of you who were kicking people out the house because they wouldn't get shot. Those of you who were yelling at people saying, you don't have no damn degree, you dumb, ignorant nigga and all that. You boy, you glad I follow Farrakhan. That's all I got to say, goddamn it. I swear to you. If I didn't, man, I don't give a damn. That's what I would. That's what I want to say. But I care too much. But boy, it's you. It's you uppity damn. I think I know because the white man said so kind of people. Damn, y'all, there's a stench to you. There's a particular stench to you. And even right now, when many of you found out the truth that's coming out, you don't even want to apologize because of how proud you are. How the hell do you boast in such arrogance when you're wrong? You will apologize. You will. The pressure of the truth is going to break your back. I guarantee that. I have been face to face with Negroes who have been yelling up and down all over the internet that take the shot. And they didn't say that to me in person, not once, including all of you celebrities who talked about me. I have never forgotten. I have all the documents from the comedians who talked, to the actors and actresses who talked, to the scientists who talked, to the podcasters who talked and brought my name up. See, if you didn't bring my name up, I wouldn't have so much emphasis on it. I would just put you in the general line of people who were wrong. But since you brought my name up and tried to discredit me on multiple platforms, I am going to relentlessly obliterate you. The lies that you spread. Obliterate the lies that you spread. You know, because some of y'all on here take things literal and y'all get scared and nervous. Oh my God, Rizza 6'7". Oh my God, he's going to take stuff literal like the Zionists, these bastards. Listen. And by the way, for those of you who would like to invite me onto your podcast now, all of a sudden, go to RizzaIslam.com. Click the word booking. Schedule it. so that we can have a dialogue now. I'm not going to be easy. I will be fair, but I'm not going to be easy because there are too many people who want to say some stuff to y'all that they can't say because they can't get to you. It's a lot of people who want to tell y'all, you lied, damn it. I looked up to you when you lied. If you're a football player, too many football players pushed it, interviewing Fauci, Breakfast Club, and all of those in between. It's a lot of people who want to say something to y'all, but they don't have access to you. So I'm going to speak on their behalf. Then I want you to bring the scientists who you brought on before so that we can have a dialogue. But y'all going to be doing some heavy apologizing. And then also I think you should make it right by contributing money to the organizations of our choosing to help the people who are now negatively affected because of the crap you was pushing. So anyway, go to my Patreon. Make sure y'all sign up for that because I'm going to drop things on there before I drop them anywhere else publicly. Make sure you subscribe to RizzaIslam.com. I still want Rizza to give DL Hughley the smoke. DL Hughley is too old. Let me say this to y'all since y'all want to bring up certain names. I'll just mention something to you. What you're feeling for me, and I know y'all know this, but I just want to say it. What you're feeling for me is not arrogance. What you're feeling for me is genuine irritation and anger and disappointment in some of our people who went along with this enemy's agenda. We have a mountain of evidence proving why we should not trust this system, yet you trusted this system. Not only did you trust the system, but you attacked your own people who are in the intelligentsia, who are in the area of scholarship, not just some niggas on the corner, but your people who are in this lane, not a lane that you in, but in this lane, who study this, who fight this, who research this, who work in this area. You not only attacked us, but you called us all kinds of names. You tried to go into our past and try to criminalize and demonize and mislabel and do all these things to try to prove the point of you bending over for this white man, which you did, like a modern day buck broken slave, a house Negro. Many of you did that, but you did not invite us on to have a dialogue. You did not bring us on to have a conversation. You used your platform to attack us, but you wouldn't bring us on to have a conversation because you're not strong enough. Because you knew you did not know what the hell you were talking about. And now some of you want to bring me on and expect me to be soft. I'm going to be respectful, of course, but you got to get checked. You don't deal with the families who are negatively affected by this stuff. Y'all don't deal with them. You just open your mouth and ha. Safe and effective. Safe and effective. I took the shot. You should take it too. Like a damn fool. A genuine fool. Many of you got paid. You're a prostitute. For the white man, I'm going to say that Pfizer is not founded by black people. So don't ever try to come at me in any way and say, Rizza, you're arrogant or anything. No, this is genuine pain for the distrust, the disappointment that I have for some of our people who I understand you are part of the 85%, easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead into the right direction. But I'm specifically talking about the 10% because the ones I'm talking about have money. You're not the broke among our people. You got some money. And you wanted more money, but you got it by selling out your people. In particularly, you don't deserve mercy at a certain point after you know it. All I'm saying is once you found out either the truth or you found out that there are those of your people among your people who knew the truth and we're just trying to give you some of that information. And once you heard some of that information, you didn't choose to have an open ear. You chose to attack. And at that point, now you are outside of the boundary of mercy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about all our people. I'm talking about those who intentionally sold us out. You, in particularly, you don't deserve mercy. Not for me. You better go talk to Minister Farrakhan. Don't talk to me. I'm saying talk to him because the minister may give you that. But then again, even he said, as the Holy Bible says, or the Bible, as the Holy Quran says, the fearful and the unbelieving or disbelieving will have their part in a lake which burns with fire. You were afraid because this system told you to be. You didn't believe the truth that we gave you. So therefore, you have to pay your price. Don't call me and ask me, Rizza, can you go soft on me? It ain't happening. But I guarantee you, the moment I get on some of these platforms, which I will, because the people make sure to keep us in the light. The people continue to, y'all keep us out here because we give to you what you need. We deliver to you what you want. We deliver to you what you deserve. And that is why we continue to serve you. Y'all don't have a choice but to bring us onto these platforms. You don't have a choice. And I can't wait to smile in your face and say, nigga, you know you was wrong, right? Go ahead and apologize. I'm saying, look into the camera and apologize. Look right here and apologize. You know you was wrong, right? Say it. Say it. Say, I apologize. I apologize. Say it. Somebody brought up Roland Martin. Too many old individuals driven by arrogance, genuine arrogance. You're very arrogant. And I don't think some of y'all understand just how much mercy we have demonstrated. I hope y'all do know that there are people who I could have. Really? Really? Anyway, man. Go to my Patreon. Somebody said, whose neck are we on today? No, we're always on the enemy's neck. That's all. I never attack our own people. However, if you start to do things to fight against your own people to the benefit of this enemy, at that point, you are no longer among our people. Every celebrity that pushed it has to take responsibility. Then every one of our celebrities who attacked those of us, oh, them woke niggas, oh, them anti-this, them anti-that. All right. And I would really recommend that they bring scientists with them, because it doesn't matter what scientists you bring, you have to confront the data that's coming out, and it's devastating. It's devastating. See, some people don't want to take responsibility at all. You have some people who will die in their pride. You have some people who will die in their pride. The Bible talks about that. The Quran talks about that. Science talks about that. Pride cometh before a great fall. The people with the most pride fall the hardest, and they are the most embarrassed. Really? It's on record. If you go and look at any of these interviews that I've done over the last 2.5 years, all the data that I bring up checks out. From my interview on Joe Budden's podcast, to my interview both times on No Jumper, to my interview on Big Facts, to my interview on 85 South, the data that I dropped in those interviews stands true today. And people are like, how did he? I'm not the only one who knew the truth. I'm just one of the only people within the black community who knew how to articulate the truth. I'm not the only one. Let's not get this twisted. See, I'm not like that. You got, some of our people like, I'm the one. No, Nick, no, stop. I'm not the only one. Okay? But it checks out. If you go look at any of these interviews, it's on record. Way back on the Corey Holcomb show, 5150. Absolutely. Way back then, with all the episodes on there when I brought anything like this up. It checks out. All of them do. When I was interviewed by Nick Cannon. When I was interviewed by Nick Cannon on Cannon's class. When I was interviewed by Noriega on Drink Champs. I dropped this information before Kanye West got on there and hinted at it. Some of y'all like, wait a minute, you've been on all these platforms? Yes. But that's the problem. We got the information out on big platforms, and they was like, shut this nigga down. Shut him down. Him? Get that nigga out of here. Shut him down. Shh, shh. They was like, how did he get in here? How did he didn't have MD next to his name or PhD. How did he know that data? See, that was a sneak in. That was a sneak. Sneaky little move, because I wasn't supposed to know this data. This nigga didn't have PhD next to his name. How did he know that? He didn't have MD next to... How the hell did he know that? I'm serious. Somebody said, I remember when I first met you at Cal State and you opened my eyes. I've been to a lot of Cal State, spoke at a lot of Cal States. That the recent one was probably Cal State Long Beach. Probably Cal State Long Beach was the recent one. Traveled the whole country exposing this. And those of you who have been there in person, you know what I'm talking about. So no. Go to the Patreon. Go to the Patreon. Rizza been getting it in for 3 years. For the last 3 years, I just know him for 1 year and a half. Are you open to doing the Breakfast Club? Let me say this. Yes, I am. To those of you bringing up the Tuskegee experiment, just know this. I presented at the University of Tuskegee in Alabama. Your brother's no lightweight brother. I presented there too. With Dr. Wesley Muhammad and Andrew Wakefield. Do you know who Andrew Wakefield is? If you know who Andrew Wakefield is, you understand why the FBI and the Department of Defense and the CIA was on your brother's bumper. Because the certain crowds that you're involved with tend to bring about a certain atmosphere. And they were like, hold up, if he is in the same room as him and they are in the same room as them, these people are all on the same page. Yeah, absolutely. Who do you think brought Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan 8 years ago? Who do you think? Long before this virus, 5 years before this virus, your brother brought Robert Kennedy Jr. to Minister Farrakhan. And exposed it all. Pro-science. Not against the shot. I'm just for the science. And what people were injected with wasn't a shot. It was a biological weapon. A biochemical weapon. Actual fact. And again, let's make this very clear for those who don't understand. Brother Rizza Islam is a black man from Compton. So don't put me in no weird bag of people who you don't know, never seen, never met. I'm not involved in none of these damn weird organizations at all. I'm a black man from Compton whose family went through hell and went through virtually everything that I'm fighting against, from drugs to gang activity to being abused by the pharmaceutical industry, you name it. Your brother, my family's been through all this. That's why I do what I do. I have nothing else to do with any of the nonsense that you just hear about on the internet that you're just now stepping into. Get this straight. Some of us are from the bone. We're from the grassroots. We've been doing this in the street long before we got on here. Long before. Yes, for those who are asking about Andrew Wakefield, you do need to watch the film Vaxxed. VAXXED. From Cover Up to Catastrophe is the full name of that documentary, produced by Del Bigtree. Another one of, I would say, the freedom fighters, a colleague of mine in this fight. I was interviewed on his platform as well, which is called The High Wire. And we have been on multiple stages together, exposed this, California State Capitol, Santa Monica, New Jersey. Trust and believe. They know who the real soldiers are. That's why they can't stand certain people. And then when black people start to get involved and we get the knowledge and then we're able to articulate it and we start gathering in large numbers, it becomes a much bigger problem. Like how we all pulled up in front of the CDC in March of 2021, if y'all remember that. Hopefully somebody on here was there. we had the most black people. I'm just tell you something. We had the most black folk pulled up in front of the CDC, second only to when Minister Farrakhan made the call to go in front of the CDC. That was the biggest, when Minister Farrakhan called for us to be there after the Holy Day of Atonement, the anniversary of the Man March. After that, when I pulled up there in March of 2021, it wasn't just black folk, it was young black people, and they were shook because now they're like, damn, see, marching is one thing. The older generation is one thing. But now it's in our generation, and they're like, hold up, hold on, wait, whoa, hold up. First of all, how did these young black folks find out about this? And number two, why are they even involved in this? Shouldn't they be on a basketball court? Shouldn't y'all be arguing over something over there? No, this is really how they think. It's really how they think, just so you know. So when they saw us, they were like, who told them? And from that point, they was like, all right, we have to take this a little more serious, because now the younger generation is starting to get involved, and we can't have that. So we didn't really march. We didn't do that. We called them out. We were right in front of it, exposing it piece by piece, data by data, stat by stat. And they were like, shut these. My Lord, they were scared as hell. They really were. The pull-up was real. Somebody said, who told? Oh, yeah, and the police, they had a lot of police out there, too. They had a lot of police out there in front of the CDC. That was hilarious to me. I was like, what are y'all so afraid of? And they do want our children. That's the main reason why we should get involved in this. So, before I hop off of here, again, I need you all to know where to find when I post things up. So as of right now, my Twitters are up. So go to Twitter and follow at Rizza Islam and follow at Islam Rizza. Right? Both of those pages. One is my original one that Twitter just gave back, and the other one is the one that I was building up while I didn't have my original. Follow both of those. Number 2, go to my Patreon so that you can not only support, but you can also have early access to everything that I put up, all the different videos, all the interviews, all of that. Go to Patreon. Pick whatever tier, $10 a month, $25 or $50. Number 3, go to my Rumble account and subscribe to my Rumble account. Number 4, follow this Instagram page and also follow my intellectual extremist page. Follow the pages that I follow. This page only follows 3 pages. Follow those pages. Also, somebody said the video is stopped. I doubt it. You might be a troll because there will be multiple people saying the same thing. Y'all got to stop with this nonsense. All right. Let me address one thing before I hop off here really quick. The last thing is only for those who want to get involved in doing the work. Now, this is my private group. My private group. This is my free thinkers group. My free thinkers group. This is only for those who want to get involved in the work. You want to go to joinfreethinkers.com. Joinfreethinkers.com, or go to the Free Thinkers page that I follow. Click the link there and it will take you to joinfreethinkers.com. That will get you into, and that's a monthly subscription as well. That's where we really get busy. All right. That's my private group. That's my real private group. So that's that. Joinfreethinkers.com. That's only if you're serious, though. It is something you have to pay for and that you're getting involved with. So if you don't want to get involved, if you just want the talking, then don't. Please, don't waste our time. That's all I got to tell you. Don't waste our time. Seriously. Only for those who are serious, go get involved in that. And the second to last thing we are going to do something called the Currents of Currency. The Currents of Currency on the 19th. The Currents of Currency is going to be a free Zoom. So go to RizzaIslam.com and you will find that there, or the Free Thinkers page. Click that page and you will see the flyer there, and it will give you instructions on what to do. We're going to go into a lot dealing with the history of the currency and the circumstance right now, and also some solutions as to what to do. That event is going to be critical. It is virtual. There's a lot going on. You need to know about gold and silver, not just the digital stuff. If you're only focused on the digital stuff, you are going in the wrong direction. There are a lot of people pushing that digital stuff right now, and it has its purpose. There's a part of it that is definitely valid. However, you do want to get your tangible, physical things, gold and silver specifically. All right, because the currency is going down. America is broke. Not just broke, in debt. Like the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said right here. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote this book. He said that the dollar is going to go down. And he said once the dollar goes down, the government is going to go down right behind the dollar. Let's make this very clear and understandable. And I think that was the last thing that I was going to mention. They brought up the wheels. So-called UFOs. I don't know if any of you have been seeing it, but the reality is the Nation of Islam has been talking about this. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad been talking about the so-called UFOs that we know to be the wheels. In the book of Ezekiel in the Bible, it talks about the wheels. The ancients talked about the wheels. In virtually every ancient civilization and tribe have been talking about that. It's not crazy. There are different times, different representations, but the fact of the matter is today what people are seeing above their heads is not some craziness. It is high science and technology. Don't get it twisted. Let's not get spooky here. Let's not get spooky. You're talking about a high level of technology that the government cannot deal with. The book here that I put up is called The Fall of America by Elijah Muhammad, by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Fall of America. Everyone should get this book. There's a lot in here that he wrote about over 40 years ago, just so you know. You're talking about over 40 years ago, over 50 years ago. That is now coming true. For those of you who just started following me, you might want to get my book. Because in chapter 6, I go over a lot of what is happening today. Chapter 2, I go over a lot of what is happening. Chapter 7, mind control, that chapter. Depopulation, of course, chapter 6, and a lot more. Go to RizzaIslam.com, RizzaIslam.com, RizzaIslam.com. There's a lot happening. Okay, so I'm about to hop off of here, but I really wanted to get on and give y'all some good information when it comes to the wheels and UFOs and all that. You're about to see a lot more information come out about that. Because the fact of the matter is we've been talking about that, but people will call you crazy per usual. But it is a form of technology that this government cannot control and that they cannot stop. That's what that is. That's what that is. Just so you know. There is something bigger and more powerful than a nuclear weapon. There is something. And they know what that is, and they know that it's something that they cannot control. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and come on here, give y'all some good information, let you see my face. Wanted to see y'all. Hope you're doing good. Go to my Patreon ASAP so that you can have access to all of this information. And of course, if they decide to take me down again from any one of these platforms, follow me on my Twitters. Follow me on the Melanated People app. Follow me on, again, Patreon, Twitter, Melanated People. Follow my TikTok, Rizza Islam IX2. And I'm going to see y'all in a little bit. We're going to expose everybody. Oh, by the way, if you want to book me for an interview, RizzaIslam.com. Let everybody know. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. We out of here, baby.